Previously on the rules.
What exactly is the best case scenario one could expect out of digging up the grave of a supernatural killing machine? I mean, it's not like the main Friday the 13th protagonist is going to do that in any future installments. Hold on, I'm getting a call. It's my baby video producer. No, I haven't seen part 6. No, I'm not willing to hold off any prognostications, as there's no way in hell Tommy Jarvis is going to attempt to dig up Jason Voorhees. Case closed, end of story, period. Moving on.
I gotta be sure. Oh, shit.
Wait, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Go to hell, baby video producer. Well, we are off to a hot start already, Internet. So let's not waste any time and be sure to hold on to your butts while we determine the rules for surviving Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6. As always, we will have a quick look at the rules broken thus far in the series and still only have 2 rules with double-digit offenses at this point, but this surely has to be the video where we get 3 or more offenses, and I must confess I made a slight
Whoopsie daisy.
in the last video with the overall series tallies, but you must keep in mind anything I do with this should be taken with a grain of salt considering 2 reasons.
I just can't read.
Math is hard.
That being said, onwards and upwards. This installment's first victim is Alan Halls, or let's just be honest, Horshack. The movie opens with Horshack and Tommy digging up the grave of Jason Voorhees. Now, we will deal with Tommy a bit later, but this is very much a clear violation of rule number 6, use your brain, as literally the rest of the movie shows absolutely nothing good comes from disturbing the resting place of a homicidal maniac. It's just sad Horshack had to learn the hard way. Next, we have the head counselors of the new Camp Camp Forest Green, Darren and Lisbeth. These two encountered Jason having gotten lost on their way back to camp.
I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Okay, so they have the advantage of already being in a car, and Jason clearly just wants to keep them from invading his territory. But what do they decide to do? Another 2 violations of rule number 6, use your brain. Maybe it's just me, but if you encounter a hockey-wearing individual in the woods, standing in the road in the pitch black holding a weapon, you run them the fuck over and deal with consequences later. Sadly, these 2 decide to stop short and make another 2 poor decisions, 1 with pulling an itty-bitty gun on Jason, and 2 with trying to bribe him. Let this be a cautionary tale for everyone out there to practice your 3-point turn. Next, we have a first in the franchise, a 4-at-once kill. Bert, Stan, Katie, and Larry all make the unfortunate decision to have a corporate team-building paintball retreat in Jason's woods, which is obviously not something you want to do unless you want to meet a grisly end.
I could swear I heard something.
I'm hungry.
Oh, God. Be quiet.
What exactly were their crimes? Well, they were all sporting weapons, or at least to Jason, reasonable facsimiles, and are all wearing matching clothing, giving the idea they are a part of a collective unit. By any other name, these assholes are a gang. Rule number 10, turn in your colors. While they may be pushing numbers instead of pushing blue meth, Jason's not a fan of any sort of organizations terrorizing his territory. Up next, we have Graveyard Keeper Martin, who more than once is seen taking a swig from his trusty bottle of hooch. To be honest, I don't have the most mature sense of humor in the world, but I'm going to give mad props to Martin for being part of my favorite piece of comedy in the series thus far.
Does he think I'm a farthead?
Rest in peace, my friend. I will miss your antics. Then we have Annette and Stephen, who unfortunately decide to choose this particular night for a jaunt in the woods. Like Martin, they are also guilty of drinking some alcohol as well as attempting some hanky-panky, making them this installment's first double rule breakers. Despite showing some solid survival instincts and immediately attempting to flee, sadly there is no outrunning Jason once you have broken the rules.
But in the end, they don't transgress.
They can't be punished.
It's pretty obvious what rule Nikki and Court break, as they have some of the most distractingly unsexy lovemaking scenes since Howard the Duck.
I just can't resist your intense animal magnetism.
Whoops.
So we won't waste too much time here, because as we all know, if that camper is a rockin', then Jason is definitely gonna come a knockin' your head through the side of the wall before stabbing your punk boy Fred through the head. And can we all just stop for 1 second, internet, hold hands, buy each other a Coke, and enjoy this magnificent shot from Friday 6? Hats off to you, director Tom McLaughlin. Oh no, we've reached a moment that I was not looking forward to. We must say goodbye to one of my favorites in the franchise, Roy. While he is guilty of being a part of this gang of corporate business people, he showed off such tremendous skills, he deserves a montage.
Soul of an eagle. Totem spirit fox. Soul of a bottlenose dolphin. Souls of the animal kingdom. Eagle, fox, bottlenose dolphin, octopus, house cat. Okay, let's jump this jump.
Rock on, Roy. You will forever be in our hearts despite most of your body never being found. Oh, sissy, I let this small moment of dancing slide because it was so brief, but what we can't ignore is you laying around looking at smut pornographic magazines while you're in charge of a group of children. Personally, I believe that you don't necessarily have to die for this, but good luck talking old Jason out of anything that has to do with sexy time. I legit came into part 6 worried over how in the world I was going to explain Paula being killed. From my memory, it seemed like she played a pretty clean game, but upon watching, I found several instances of where she was clearly not using her brain. Let's start out with the most minor. I can't say I would be comfortable sleeping in the woods with the door wide open, but okay, whatever, personal preference. Paula was definitely starting to lose me after her BFF got pulled through the window with her neck broken, as she decided to just lay back down like there was no strange sounds happening. Where am I definitely going to draw my line in the sand though? She writes off a child barging into her cabin brandishing a bloody machete. Paula's reaction?
You know what? Sissy and Court are playing jokes. You know, trying to scare each other.
Court? Mayhaps he is that irresponsible. Sissy, though, aside from her being unable to resist her primal desire, showed zero aspects of her personality that she would, let a child wander around the camp with a sharpened instrument of death. Sorry, not sorry, Paula. When you ignore all the impending signs of danger, you're going to come out on the losing end when face to face with it. Our next twosome who meet a gruesome end are Officers Thornton and Pappas. Much like Paramedic Duke from Part 5, these two are guilty of being authority figures who behave terribly while in the line of service. Imagine you are hunting down a killer who has already claimed 15 victims over the course of a day. Is this how you're going to behave?
Come on, handsome.
Good riddance. This is just another instance of where one might argue Jason is actually the ultimate civically minded citizen, keeping these two nincompoops from claiming retirement off the public teat. Personally, if I was alone and scared in the woods, I want a serious ass lawman. Someone like,
You tell him I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Hey, speaking of lawmen with shotguns, our last victim is Sheriff Garris. Like his two deputies before him, he is also guilty of being a dick. Even though Tommy did a piss poor job of stating his case after digging up Jason, let's see some of the examples of just how terrible he acted as a police officer.
Don't shoot, please. Better cool out, boy. You already almost got your head blown off.
Will you listen, damn it?
Don't piss me off, Junior, or I will repaint this office with your brains. Either you get some sleep, or I'm gonna come in there and put you out.
You're gonna be sorry you didn't listen to me.
You're gonna be sorry if you don't shut up. You are damn lucky, kid. With all the grief you've given me, you should be leaving wearing your balls as earrings.
Look, you've got me where you want me. There's no
If
reason.
I had you where I wanted you, they'd be pumping your ass full of formaldehyde.
That's not all, because Sheriff Garris is also a double rule offender as he completely misses the mark with defeating Jason. He has to drop on him with a shotgun, shooting him again and again. But what does Garris fail to do?
What are you doing? What? Head! Shoot him in the head!
Yes, a few direct shotgun rounds to the melon would have ended Jason's mayhem, but unfortunately Garrus ended up being folded up like a pretzel while courageously trying to protect his daughter. Big props, however, to actor David Kagan for giving one of the best performances of the Friday franchise. Then we have our final two, starting with Megan. She is completely clean, even though she does toe the line with being very, very flirty with Tommy, who, despite being the main hero of the entire franchise, is guilty of breaking rule number 6, use your brain, when he dug up and inadvertently brought Jason back to life. Tommy is directly responsible for a minimum of 100 additional deaths. Yes, this is a grievous sin, but he is not the only Friday survivor to make it through a movie with sins taking place along Alice with dishonor. Let's just cross our fingers he does not show up in any future installments, because remember, sins carry over. Time to recap the rules broken for Friday the 13th Part 6, and guess what? Rule number 6, use your brain, the most broken with 6 instances. Wait, how many 6s was that? Rules number 1, keep it in your pants, and 10, turn in your colors, both come in at 5. With 5, stick with Shirley Temples, and 7, if you're an authority, don't be a dick with 3. Now for the series tallies at this point. Rule number 1, keep it in your pants. Obviously running away with things with 30 instances broken, but we have finally had some additional rules making it a double digits with a total of 5 crossing that threshold. That is all for this week. Thanks for stopping by and have fun storming the castle.